The cash flow quadrant categorizes people based on where their money comes from: employee, self-employed, business owner, or investor. The greatest freedom comes from owning a business where other people do the work for you, or being an investor who uses money to make more money. You can move from being an employee or self-employed to being a business owner or investor if you change your ideas about money and risk. Today's video is about the cash flow quadrant by Robert Kiyosaki, explained. What is the cash flow quadrant? Growing up, Kiyosaki's well-educated father recommended he aim for the E or S quadrants. But his father, who spent his life in these quadrants, was always relatively poor. On the other hand, Kiyosaki's best friend had a father who was a high school dropout but made it into the B and I quadrants and was wealthy. It was this rich dad who explained the cash flow quadrant. At its simplest, the cash flow quadrant is a way to categorize people based on where their money comes from. E, S, B, or I. E stands for an employee, someone who earns money by holding a job. S is self-employed, earning money for themselves. B stands for business, meaning someone who owns a company or a system that generates money for them. And I is an investor, someone who earns money from their various investments. We all fall within at least one of these quadrants, and each quadrant's members share common characteristics and have different strengths and weaknesses. You can find financial freedom in any of the four quadrants, and you can be rich or poor in any of them. But the particular skills needed in quadrant B or I will help you reach financial freedom more quickly. The employee values security above all else. They hate the feeling of fear that comes with economic uncertainty. The employee could be a janitor or a CEO. It is not what they do that's defining, but the fact that they seek the security of a long-term contractual agreement. The employee tends to focus on income, not on assets, and works within someone else's system to earn that income. The self-employed person likes to be their own boss and does not want their income to be dependent on other people. They expect to be paid more if they work more and are fiercely independent about their money. Unlike the E, the S responds to fear not by seeking security, but by taking control and doing it themselves. The S is often a hardcore perfectionist who values independence and being respected as an expert in their field. An S essentially owns a job and is the system that makes money. In many ways, this is the riskiest quadrant. Failure rates are high and success means working even harder and for longer. Nationally, 9 out of 10 such businesses fail in the first 5 years, mostly due to the lack of experience and capital. The wise S sells their business at its peak before they run out of steam to someone with energy and money, then takes the earnings and starts something new. The key to success in the S quadrant is knowing when to get out. Unlike the self-employed person, the business owner does not want to do it all themselves, but to surround themselves with others who do the work. Henry Ford is a prime example of a B quadrant. There is an often told story of what happened when some intellectuals condemned Ford, saying he didn't know much. Ford challenged them to come and ask him anything they liked. The intellectuals lobbed several questions at him. When they were done, he called in his brightest assistants to give the answers. He told the intellectuals that he hired the smartest people to come up with answers so that his mind was clear to do more important tasks, like thinking. The big difference between an S and a B is that a successful B can leave the business for a year and find it still running profitably. The B owns or controls a system that makes money. For example, many people believe they can make a better burger than McDonald's. But McDonald's is not just about the burger. It's about the system that makes and serves the burger. Bill Gates didn't build a great product. He bought someone else's product and built a powerful global system around it. The investor makes money with money. The I quadrant is the playground of the rich, where money is converted into wealth. In the I quadrant, money works. The ideal path to financial independence is to move from quadrant E or S into quadrant B and from there into quadrant I. A financially successful B will have the skills, time, and money to support the ups and downs of the I. The goal of quadrant B is to own a system and have people work for that system for you. There are three main ways to do this. The first is the traditional C corporation, where you develop your own system. The second is to buy an existing system in the form of a franchise. This can be tough for someone with an S mentality who wants to do their own thing but is still a way to learn a lot about running a business. The third way is network marketing or direct distribution marketing, where you become part of an existing system. This can be a good way to generate enough income to begin investing. Just make sure you pick a network marketing organization that is. The hardest part about migrating from the left side of the quadrant, the E and S side, to the right side, the B and I side, is changing the way you view and get money. The left side of the quadrant is the risky side. As an E, you are dependent on someone else for your income. If you are not financially educated, you are dependent on someone else's opinion. The right side is the safe side of the quadrant. With a secure system that produces money for you, you don't need to worry about losing your job. If you want more money, you expand the system and hire more people. Here are some steps for financial success. Map out a plan to get control of your spending habits and minimize your debts and liabilities. Live within your means and start saving a small amount each month. Get financially educated and become an expert at solving one particular business problem. Focus on building assets that generate passive or long-term income. Take baby steps toward your goal. Seek mentors, learn from your disappointments, and believe in yourself.